When the door seems closed around you, when your surroundings look limited, when you feel you can't make it again, just remember that God is always at work on your life. He promised that He is going to work with us in throughout in the days of our life. He's not going to leave us, he's not going to abandon us. When all these things is happening around you, just focus that God says, God promised, the rest of my life, so long as I live, He will never ever leave our side. He's always by our side. When everything seems going on the opposite direction, God is always working behind the past, behind the scene for our good. Hello, my good people. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the support. I do appreciate the love, the support. I can't take your love for granted. May God continue to bless each and every one of you. May God fulfill your heart desire. My returning subscriber, my new returning viewers, new subscriber, new viewers, God bless you so much. Please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly consider to subscribe, and also let us always continue growing together. So today we are going to look about sometimes the limitation in our life is the one which making us not to prosper, not to do the things that we are supposed to do in our life. So we need to look at when you seems things are going to think the way you did not expect to go, and you start limiting yourself, forgetting that God is always at work. God has never left our side. He is always with us. He will never always by our side. So we don't need to limit ourselves. So I'm going to share some Bible verses that will enlighten us that no matter what happens in my life, I will keep going. I will keep pushing. The Bible will encourage us. It will always help us. In the book of Colossians 4:3, the book of Colossians 4:3, the Bible says, Colossians 3:4, the Bible says, at the same time, pray also for us that God may open to us a door for the word to declare the mystery of Christ, and on account of which I am in prison. Also pray that when Paul was writing this Bible, when was reading this book, he was in prison. He was at a moment of his limited situation. He was surrounded by the limited situation, but he was not bothered at all. His eyes were focusing on the limitless of God. He was focusing beyond the limit. He was looking ahead of what is God planning to do on his life. So he was not bothered at how I'm prison. So he was to so that his weaknesses will limit him. He was focusing ahead. Which door God has for me? What is next for me with God's plan? According God's plan. That's what he was always looking for. So that's what we need. That we don't look about what is surrounding us. We don't want to focus on what is happening around in our life. When all thoughts seems closed, God is working something for our good. So Paul was not limited at all with an in prison, because he knew that I'm looking ahead of this limit cannot make me to stand here. I am looking ahead for what God is up to onto my life. No matter chain that you might be yourself at this moment, just know that we serve a God who is on a business of continually setting us free, since he has set his blood on the cross for us. So we are in God is on a business to set us free. It doesn't matter the chain that you are in, the chain which is limiting you, so that you cannot look beyond expectation. You cannot look beyond your limitation. So this is that we look, God is always working for us. He's not going to leave us. He's not going to abandon us. Focus ahead. Bauro was not focusing what he was in prison. Now this is my limitation. He was looking the door which is going to open next by God. So that's what we want to focus on, in that no matter what you are facing at the moment, no matter your darkest moment at this moment, God is up to something. God is going to open a lot of great door in your life. Your darkest moment is going to shine brighter. You are going to see more right onto your life. Focus on the limiters of God. Know that God is ever there to remove us from the chain, to set us free, to open more door for us, to take us to the glory. When you see all things are not going the way you wanted, when things are seems that everything is not going the way you need, focus in God. Know that God, in which you I trust, you have promised that you work with us in the days of our life, and your promises are really. Keep pushing, keep going, keep focusing on God, and God is going to lead us to the next level. So that's what we need to put onto our life, that no matter what we are facing, know that our darkest moment, we are going to, when you are in this deep dark, and your light will shine more bright. Remember that you carry a potential power, a limitless potential power of God through redemption, through the power of God. So when doors seems closed around you, when your surroundings feel that is limited, when you feel that you cannot make it, just know that God is always on your side. Let us keep praying, hoping, believing, as Paul was praying, knowing that God is going to make a door next in his life. No, God is up to something huge on his life. When you are in your darkest moment, keep trusting God, that God is always with us, and he promised to never to forsake us. He will be always on our side, and your darkest moment is going to shine brighter, more than you expect. When we read in the book of John 8 verses 12, the book of John 8 verses 12, it tells us that I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of the life. God is the light, and whoever follows him, we will have the light of the life. So we need to follow Jesus. Don't focus on the limiters of the things that is limiting you. Don't focus on how your surroundings looks. Focus ahead. Look upon God, knowing that God is always working with you. He's going to remove you from the limited, and you will be limitless. You have that potential in you which God has given you. So we have the power to focus things ahead, to focus our lives above the limiting that is for limiting us. With God by our side, everything is going to be perfect. So no matter the darkness that you are faced at this moment, do not focus on them. Look to God and focus on him. Allow him to penetrate onto our life. And we see that the light of Christ has brought the promise of deliverance. For you ask for to penetrate your tunnel of darkness with his glorious light in order to be to God. So we need to keep believing like Paul. Pray, believe in the light of at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what you face, your darkest moment, there is light which is going to come. Keep believing God. Keep hoping that God is going to turn things around for you. He promised to work for us, with us. He promised to whatever we do, He's always on our side. He's always with us, no matter what happens. So never focus on your challenges. Never focus on what you are facing in your life. When we read in the book of Isaiah, Isaiah 9 verses 2, this book will encourage you too. The people who walked in darkness, the people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them as light shined. The people who walk in deep darkness have seen the light. So no matter darkness that you are facing now, the challenges that storm in your life, you are going to see the brightest light of your life. Keep focusing on God. Keep hoping that God is going to do great things. He promised that He's not going to leave us. He promised that He's not going to abandon us. So He's not going to leave you at this moment. He's not going to abandon you if you think that God is not with you. God is ever on our side. Keep hoping in Him, keep trusting Him, knowing that God work with me always, and He will make things possible for you. So the people who walk in the darkest moment, and your darkest moment, if you focus on God, knowing that God promised not never to leave me, never to abandon me, the light is upon you. And the Bible saying that those people who follow me, they will see the light of their life. So let us follow Jesus, let us follow God. Never focus on the circumstances of this life. God trusted you, and God is going to make things happen for your life. It is you who will limit yourself. If you keep limiting yourself, you are not going to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Keep pushing, keep going. You will reach where you want to be. When you think that you cannot do it, when you think that things are going to be going on the other direction, God does not see things like that. is showing that you are capable, you are a strong person, you are someone who is going to win, who is going to be a great person, to succeed and to prosper. Let us keep trusting God. Let us keep our hope strong, knowing that God is at work. God is going to take us to the next level. I will focus ahead. I will focus where I'm going. With God by my side, my darkness is going to end and I will find light. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is light when I conquer this situation. So keep focusing the doors which is God about to happen, which is God is about to open onto your life. Never focus on the doors that has closed already. You are limiting yourself. Focus ahead, knowing that God, I will rise above the circumstances, and you will lead me. You will allow me to reach wherever you want to take me. So God will reach you wherever He will take you to. Keep pushing, keep trusting God, keep hoping in God. Never limit yourself. You are capable, you can do it, and you are going to make it happen. When you are limiting yourself, you are hindering a lot of great things in your life. So we have seen a lot of people who in the Bible who did never limited themselves later. They kept on pushing, they kept on going. And at the end of the tunnel, they received the greatness of God onto your life and the blessings that God kept for them. So thank you so much. God bless you all.